G'day folks, and welcome to this first look at Pax Hispanica. This is a forthcoming 2024 publication by Phil Eklund. When I say 2024, I've only just found out about this. It is a re-implementation of Lords of the Spanish Main, which has been recommended as a good pirate game for me to check out. And then I realised that this is Lords of the Spanish Main, published in 2006, and it looked, at first glance, it looked really interesting. And then I realised, one of the first things I noticed was re-implemented. So I went to this page, and yeah, 2024, I went looking for it. Apparently, it's not out yet, shipping soon last week. So I'm very intrigued. And I saw the images and I thought, wow, this kind of looks, I saw this in particular, I thought that looks really nice. And yeah, it kind of like in terms of, well, in terms of hitting my wish list, it ticked a lot of the boxes. And I really like the aesthetics. So I'll show you the map in a moment. But what I've done is I've gone on to, I went to here, then I went to videos, and then I realized that there is gameplay on Tabletop Simulator. And if there's gameplay on Tabletop Simulator, then it means that there is a Tabletop Simulator mod for it, which is what I've downloaded. So that is what you can see in the main screen here. So this is the kind of sample box, which looks very nice. It'll be Ion Games and Sierra Madre Games designing and publishing this. And now let me take you to an overview of the game component. So again, this is Tabletop Simulator. For those who don't know much about Tabletop Simulator, it's a kind of a way to play games digitally. I've got a few gameplays of games on Tabletop Simulator because during COVID lockdowns, I was catching up with friends online and we were playing on Tabletop Simulator. So this is what Pax Hispanica looks like, and I love the art style here. It looks like a wood burn design. I've got the rules up in the top left corner here. So this box, not that box, this box here is the rules, and I'll be running through. So I haven't read through this yet. I thought I'll do this as we go and kind of explore. So I'm not going to learn necessarily to play the game right now. I do want to just explore it and see what it offers prior to its release. So I'll be going through this in, I guess, a fair bit of detail. All I've been doing here is just admiring all the various components, and it's really cool. Okay, so first thing that strikes me is the map, and I love the map. It's got that, well, what can we say? I said the wood burn aesthetic, so this is a Phil Eklund design. I should point out that first and foremost, Phil Eklund is quite famous for his very heavy, complex, somewhat, I think it's fair to describe, a lot of people would describe these as sort of obtuse designs. They are just out of the park, coming from left field. Let me show you. So I'll go back again to, I know this is very small up in the top left corner, but I'll go to Phil Eklund and show you what he's designed. He has published 60 different games. A number of these, I will say, are various iterations of the same game. So if I rank these by rank, Pax Renaissance 2nd edition is his top ranked game. Pax Porfiriana is based on Spanish, Mexican Revolution. Yeah, the Mexican Revolution in the early 20th century, toppled by the 1910 revolution. So it is a PAX game. So this is, I won't go into this. I do have this. I've played it. It's focused on gameplay. So this is what Pax Porfiriana looks like. All right, so you'll have a player section and then a market where you purchase cards and play them to your tableau. He has published Pax Renaissance High Frontier for All, which is really a remarkable game. I think I had this rated in my top maps of all time. I might just, while I'm talking about these things, I may as well enlarge them so you can see them. There we go. So High Frontier for All with various modules is, it's just like, the base game is outstanding. It is an amazing gameplay experience. It is incredibly heavy. You can see the weight here, 4.82. Certainly one of the most complex games. A bit of a brain burner. A lot of good resources to support gameplay though, and just a fantastic experience. Now, BIOS Origins. Now, I have got BIOS Megafauna, which I love. I think this is a 4.52. This is an amazing gaming experience as well. I've played this with the kids, and the kids love this. This is a game where you are creating species of fauna. So you'll start off with like a snail, and then it will become a venomous snail, and then a venomous snail with legs, and a venomous snail that can lay eggs. And you add all these like biological features to your animals, and try and get them to basically populate the evolving planet. So that's really of Earth. So that's really fascinating, fantastic game. Origins is somewhat similar. It is connected, but I haven't played Origins. Now, Neanderthal and Greenland are somewhat related. Greenland 2014, Neanderthal 2015. These are two games that I'm not a fan of his on. They were just a bit too dry for me. But they, they've got a similar weight. They're probably slightly lighter weight than the others, but yeah. Then we've got the older version of High Frontier, Pax Pamir, older version, BIOS Genesis, which is again, I think so we've got BIOS Genesis, Megafauna, Origins. They're all part of this BIOS series, and I haven't played this either. Don't know much about it. Early version of High Frontier, Greenland, Pax Emancipation, Megafauna, Origins, etc. So look, a lot of Interstellar, which I don't know much about. I probably should look into this. But basically, and there's Pax Hispanica. So he's quite famous for his heavy, complex designs, and I'm kind of hoping that this continues in that style, because I think he's a very good designer of heavy, complex games. Okay, so but typically he produces games with minimalist aesthetics, and some of his games are just a little tissue box size, and his games really rely on the gameplay to shine. He has tended not to rely too heavily on components. Since Sierra Madre Games paired with Ion Games, I think it's really the Ion game design that has taken these designs to a more palatable level. And I'm pretty confident. I feel confident saying that I think Ion Games design is kind of responsible for this looking so good. Whoever it was, Anne Isaacson, of course. Anne, I did watch an interview. So there's an interview here with Phil where he did mention Anne. So Anne Isaacson is the artist here. So praise to Anne. She's I love the art. So thank you, Anne. I'm going to have to check out some of your other titles here, including Interstellar. Okay, so I will do that later. So, you're a Spanish, English, French, Dutch, or Kurish lad with the drive to become a great colonizer, emancipator, courtier, or pirate of the Caribbean. In the 17th century, the decadent Spanish crown owns everything. The black market is everywhere, the Inquisition hears everyone, and nowhere is safe from the pillaging of the buccaneers. Every year, a treasure fleet, the Flota, worth 10 million doubloons, sails to Europe laden with silver, pearls, gems, and priceless relics. You decide to either command the Flota or plunder it. Pax Hispanica is an asymmetrical game of ship battles and treachery for 1 to 5 players. The mechanics are similar to other Pax games with a tableau market. Okay, so I'm wondering where the market will go. Yeah, probably down. Is this no Royal Auction Refresh Market? Is there an interest? This could be the market. This looks like. So normally in these Pax games, Pax Pamir, Pax Porfiriana, Pax Renaissance, the tableau, as I said, the market looks like this. It says 2 rows of cards, and the cards to the leftmost are usually the cheapest, costing 0 or 1. The cards to the right are usually the most expensive, costing 8, 16, or whatever currency is used. It looks like in this game, because I can't see any other sort of market area, that this might be some kind of alternative style of market. We'll get to that soon, I guess. Okay, so it uses, tableau, market, blind auction, and 4 different career choices and victories. All right, already I'm intrigued. Blind auction, it's going to be difficult solo. Oh, well, I can play 1 player, I guess. 4 different career choices and victories. Win by becoming an extremist in your profession and transforming the society of the Spanish Main. And this is a PDF of the rules which I've downloaded from the Ion Games website. You can, this is on Ion Game Design. You go to Living Rules and other files. You click on this and you have to follow a few links to get to it, but I eventually got there and all their rules are available. Having said that, it is a big file and you can see how kind of fragile it is. It's like, it wants me to be careful. So let's look at the components. We've got the map and the calendar here. This apparently is the philosophy board. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. We've got midlife crisis, I'll pay $1. Mutiny, midlife crisis, I'll pay $1. Mutiny, they're around the outside. These must be the four careers: colonist, buccaneer, royalist, and missionary. And I'm thinking, okay, least righteous, most righteous, Gallo, I guess this is a bad area. If you end up here, I don't know. Interesting. Then you've got war coffers, the Sun King, ship auction, El Patron, Tea Party, abolition. Lots of little different aspects and cards. I'm so intrigued by this. Okay, then we have got the Rosetta Stone. All right, so I'm looking at the rulebook in the top left, but I'm going to find these things in the Tabletop Simulator mod. So this is the Rosetta Stone. Now I found a PDF version of this, a simplified version, which covers pretty much the same information. I'm just looking to see how it's different to what I have here. Maybe a little bit of extra information down the side here. But in effect, this is the Rosetta Stone, and it summarizes all the icons you will see on the cards. So I won't go through these right now. I think I'll get to these later. Then we have the player mats. So let's look at these in detail. What have we got here? We've got the Brothers Lamsons. They're mercantile. During your play turn, you may move your fleet from Europe to pirating. The brothers Cornelius and Adrian were wealthy Dutch merchants who ruled over Curonian, Latvian and Dutch colonists on behalf of Kurish and later Swedish and French suzerains. Adrian was killed when a British invasion stormed his fort. So I'm guessing this is like not, although they're Dutch brothers, this is the Kurish from Kurland. You got space for your ship, coffers, peerage. What else? So this is you'll store, coffers is where you store money and relics. You got space for your ship, and the ship card here is your flagship. But you've also got space here for abilities. So you'll unlock abilities, and apparently, this is where Bibles. So these are Bibles. These are hand limit. These are influence, sway. Okay, sway tokens. So as you remove this, your hand limit and maximum actions per card increases. Okay, right. Let's check out some of the other. So they'll all look somewhat similar, but they'll have this Cardinal Richelieu. Your Bibles have a strength of 1 and cannot suffer kidnapping. So people cannot kidnap my Bibles. That's fascinating. The de facto ruler, while King Louis XIII pursued boyish pursuits, the Red Eminence and his sinister spy network were featured in the Dumas novel, The Three Musketeers. More than anyone else, he set the autocratic pattern by which the French colonies would be governed. I'm intrigued. What happens if I flip that over? What board did I just flip? Oh, okay. So when I flip it, nothing happens. It goes from there to French Chief Minister. These are the Dutch Peer Stuyvesant. So, yeah, cartography up to 3 Haven cards do not count against the Dutch hand limit. No idea what that means, but it sounds like they can hold more cards. The governor of Curacao by age 30. Peg Leg Pete lost his limb to a Spanish cannonball, a strict Calvinist. He interpreted his survival as a sign God had great plans for him. The Dutch West Indies Company appointed him Director General of present-day New York. We have got Bartolomé de las Casas, so very important figure. He was the guy, this is a guy who argued, so when we talk about, I've lectured on this guy many, many years ago. This is a guy, so Columbus, was pretty much genocidal and enslaved the indigenous peoples of the Caribbean. Bartolome de las Casas was kind of the antithesis of Columbus. Okay, so let me read the description because it's saying, as a slave owner and combatant in genocidal slave raids on Hispaniola, he was barred from receiving the sacraments by the firebrand abolitionist Fray Cordova. In a road to Damascus moment, he gave up his slaves and dedicated his life to end slavery, thus becoming the antithesis to Columbus. Successfully enacted new laws and papal bull, making enslavement of the natives a sin. Very, very important character in the early 16th century for the Spanish in particular. So yes, I'm guessing that's Spain. I don't know what this is. Just a color reminder maybe. Okay, and then I've got these like little tokens which I'll get to in a moment. And then we have Sir Walter Raleigh. Sea dogs. He's immune to mutiny and letters of marque. Favourite courtier of Queen Elizabeth, chartered to settle the New World and plunder the flotta. Thrown thrice into the Tower of London in search of the lost city of El Dorado, a skirmish resulted in the death of his beloved son and the suicide of his best friend. Disgraced and disheartened, he chose death by beheading rather than exile in France. Okay, so maybe with a solo, so a couple of these characters look like they can be played solo. His board can't be flipped, but these two have a solo side. Oh, when I play solo, they're different characters too. Gunga Zumba. Solitaire. Starting peerage, Maroon King. It's got a solo sequence of play. He's the title of the supreme ruler of Quilombo dos Palmares, a massive runaway slave kingdom in Brazil. Palmares was formed from 10 different Macumbo settlements in the 17th century. And then we have the Sun King, Solitaire. Philippe IV, Spanish contender for the global supreme monarch during the 30 Years' War. His empire was history's largest, but his mercantilism couldn't supply it with basic necessities. Okay. And that doesn't flip over. And that does, but doesn't say much. And that doesn't flip over. So only these two flip over. I might come back to that point later on. What else do we have? Now these are our meeples, purple meeples, etc. We have our galleons. So there are 3 per player. And apparently there's a black galleon. No, where's a black galleon? It'll be around somewhere. There are 3 per player plus a black galleon. Is it on the board somewhere? I can't see it. It might be somewhere else. Not in there. Maybe in the box. Black galleon, no. All right, we'll get to that later. What does this say? Spread. I don't know what that is. Okay. It'll be around. Right, we've got market cards. So I'm going through the components for the rulebook here. We have got market cards. Where are the market cards? Haven promos, market cards. Haven deck. I'm told we have 100 market cards. And I wonder if these are the market. That looks like what the market cards look like. So I'm thinking there are 100 market cards in 4 decks of about 25. 25, 26, 25, and there was 24 in the colony deck. Okay, so this is what a market card looks like. And again, there is the iconography. So I'm trying to find a way to, maybe if I can zoom in on that. No, because then I can't show the other thing. We'll just have to, 2 coins, an hourglass, and a thing, cancelling the thing. So coins mean disc. Place a colony disc on any Spanish site on the map, if Spanish, or any squatter site, if non-Spanish. Okay, we've got 2 of those. And then we've got, what were the other icons? Other icons that I cannot see. Oh, the hourglass. Casa de la Contratación. Move a fleet in Europe to pirating, and its owner draws a haven card. And then we have the apostasy, this icon here. A global action. This depicts 2 nudges. Players with cards of both nudges on their playmat must discard. So there we go. That's one of these cards. A military engineer, Antonelli, so that's historical character, Battista Antonelli, from a prestigious Italian family, designed forts using the latest military advances, included Cartagena and Morocastel in Havana. All right, so we'll throw that in and I will just reshuffle that. There we go. Okay, so they're our market cards. Don't know how they work yet, but that's what they are. We then have the 14 Haven cards, and I'm keen to check out what these look like. Okay, it's just got a nice little picture of a haven and an icon. Ditto. So this is Isla del Rosario, New Providence, Rotan, Barataria Bay, that's the crocodiles with their glowing eyes, Port Royal. I've accidentally grabbed all of them, but anyway, that's what they pick up the whole deck, put it there, shuffle, and again, the iconography being used for those. Now there are also, here we go, the 2 battle cards. These are the 2 battle cards. I think they're identical. Okay, so we've got one side, the other side sees weather gauge versus boarding, land battle, support the target, so I can rotate that around. Flee, not for the pirate. Okay, I don't understand much of this, but it's a brief summary of stuff. Boarding, surrender. Yeah, I think this is a very summary of the stuff that happens. Then we have got 20 chests. Now, does each player have a chest yet? So, chest bag. These are the chests. Okay. I'm hoping, I think these might be like for loot, which is exciting. The game should come with 2 dice, which are down here. I mean, even they look nice. Now, we have, these apparently will be punch boards. So we'll have 10 forts, 32 colonies, 6 per player. Where would the colonies come from? Did I see colonies in here? Purple, blah, blah, blah. Forts, Bibles, no. So there will be... colonies. And I wonder if I start the game, if that's where things will come from. Because looking around... So basically the colonies look to be... there's 6 per player and 8 purple. Oh, these are the colonies. Okay, so that's a colony. The purple disc. So where... Oh, blue disc. So these maybe... These are these colonies? I think they may be. The more colonies you place on the map, the more influence you have. Makes sense. There are also cathedrals. So basically the way this works is you'll build a cathedral and then you'll take a Bible and put it in the cathedral. Oh, like that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Just kind of, I like the idea that you're, building cathedrals and then taking your Bibles, putting them in your cathedral, and that increases your reach, number of cards drawn during a professional draw. Right, so getting your message out there. There are 5 relics. They're just little relic tokens like that. I think they're the same in the standard game. We should have a dove somewhere. A dove. This is the parrot, okay. So where might the dove be? I don't know where the dove is. Apparently it's white. I cannot, there's so many people. 28 white meeples. Okay, so I think they might be neutral. Is this meant to be the dove? No, that's a okay, I don't know where the dove is. I can't see the dove. We'll get to that when we get to it. And doubloons. There are 41 coin doubloons and 5 gold dollars, which are worth 4 each. And I don't know where they are either. But this might be, this is our currency tracker. So we won't use the coins, we'll use the currency tracker here. Okay, let's so let's look at the map as well. So what have we got here? We have got land zones, and I'll go up here because this is the example shown in the rule book. This Yucatan is like Florida and Jamaica, not a land zone and produces no goods and has no rebel or colony sites. Okay, so it's so we've got Yucatan, Florida, and Jamaica. They're that kind of shaded colour. Okay, it's hard to distinguish them. There's not much to separate them from, apart from the lighter tone. But I look at Venezuela down here, and even Windward Islands here, they look quite similar. I guess you'll just have to remember that they are wilderness areas. Then these are tribal sites, and I love this. This is, yeah, all these different tribal sites all over the place. Okay, we have got Spanish colony sites. So purple is a Spanish colony. Then we've got these rebel sites. So here we've got our tribal sites, indigenous tribal site, Spanish site, rebel site. This is a more habitable, resource-rich land zone, and this indicates the goods produced here. Indigo, cocoa, quicksilver, pearls, salt. What do we have here? Sugar. So you can see the region here, Trinidad, Nova Andalusia. So we've got sugar, cochineal. What do we have here? Jamaica is not, it's one of those, okay, there you go. So it doesn't produce anything. That's why there's nothing there. Tobacco in Cuba. And way up here, we've got silver in Veracruz. Okay. What else? Okay, let's look at the archipelago itself. So the example in the rulebook is from down here, where we have got a current. Okay, so the Gulf Stream. This is what okay, so looking into pirates, Sid Meier's Pirates earlier, and looking at the Gulf Stream currents. The wind blows east to west through here, swings around, and then flies through the Florida Straits. Okay, and then you've got a bit of navigation through here if you're careful, but these Gulf Streams, the currents rather, reflect that. They're divided into the areas. Maps are divided into sea zones, as you can see by the dotted lines, and then we have these areas here, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Antigua. They are called squatter colony sites. We'll get to those later on. The Skull and Crossbones is the name, refers to the name of both a sea zone and apparently a pirate haven. Okay. Sea zone, the name of both a sea zone and a pirate haven. Okay. Then, so these are the Leeward Islands, and it's a single land zone. And then we have the Windward Islands, and it is a single land zone. All right, let me, as I said, this, you gotta be careful. Oh, it's a huge file, a lot of images. Let's get down to, okay, so we've got the calendar down the bottom here. And this is like the turn track. So you can see here, if I zoom right in, sort of broken down into periods and years and omens, I guess. So this is the omen reminder in the El Dorado period: no debauchery and all ships must reconnaissance. In the Amsterdam Onstrapot, all players have a sway equal to 3. Then we get to here, Comet, all players have a reach and sway equal to 1. Hurricane, all addictive fleets sink, etc. We have got goods featured here. I don't know what that does yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Then down the bottom here, we have got the Peace War stripe. So we've got the Anglo-Spanish War, then the Pax Hispanica, player order equals most loyal, then former player order. The 30 Years' War, player order equals most righteous, and then the former player order to the end. And we have down here the player order markers. So you'll adjust this for player order. Easy. Let's now go to the philosophy board, and it tells us this is the mercantilism dice. I've highlighted midlife crisis realm. These are victory conditions, apparently. This is an extremist space, apparently. And this is the profession track. This is the deck slot, which is where the decks are sitting. And these are the war coffers slot. Okay, So I've highlighted the Haven cards. I've highlighted the market cards. There's a lot of information on those market cards, so I won't go through them in detail. A lot of icons, but let me see a ship. Okay, so this is a privateer, Puritan William Jackson. So it has got his seamanship. A is best, Z is worse. So being an X, I'm guessing he's not very good. Let's draw another one for comparison. Okay, a plunder. This guy seems to be better. Corsair Lorenz de Graaf. So he's an E. He is better. They have got their nudge icons up in the top right. Don't know what that does yet. What else? They may, so other cards might have peerage abilities up in the top left. Okay, and yeah. Let's scroll down and see if I can get to this next page. Here we go. So setup is pretty much done. Ah, here we go. The piece. Where is the dove? It's saying it might be on the... Oh, there it is. There's a dove. We found the dove there for some reason. Okay. So two different game modes, a long game or a short game. You place the dove into the calendar in either 1649 or 1637 for a short game. All right, there or there. So they're currently set up for a short game. We place a white meeple into the tribal sites, which is being done. Place a purple disc into each of the 8 Spanish colony sites, which is being done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, how are they marked? Oh, yep, they've got a bit of purple colouring there, so easy to distinguish. And then place a white meeple, this is an indigenous person, on each of them. If player purple is not in the game, start these colonies with a fort. Okay, so I won't worry about that for now. The Haven cards have been placed here. The philosophy board is all set up, so for the most part, we have got the market decks. Place your figure. So maybe, if I don't know, I might place several-handed. I often find it easy to learn games playing multiple-handed. So you'll place your figure. That's a starting marker, which will be this figure, I guess, on the starting square. So if I'm playing a 5-player game, this is how we set things up. All right, so these are the 5 players. And I'll flip them both over because, oops. Yep, that should be right now. Done. Okay, assign a playmate to each player. So this is just player setup. It's a reminder of putting everything where it already is. Okay, so in a solitaire game, you play Gangazumba versus the Sun King. But I won't be doing that. I'm going to play a standard 5-player game, see how it goes. Your starting hand, each player, so pull, place the unused tokens, blah, 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 battle card into a public deck. Each player takes 2 Haven cards at random. Okay, let's go 1, 0. That just disappeared. Okay. Do I need to register? No. Okay, a card just vanished. Components. Cards. No, this is... oh no, where'd it go? It's fallen on the table. Sometimes these things, what's this do? No, that'll just kind of like change the surface of the table. It went in here, but it doesn't know that I'm the red player. Change team. Yep, I want to be, no, let's change color. I'll be red. That'll let me access the card. There we go. Okay, so secret information. Got it. So I might have to play, because I don't know if it'll let me Unless I can just, I could keep changing color over and again, because I can go from that, change color, oh yeah, it just reverted, change color to, for example, oh, what's this, black Game Master, see all hidden information, but beautiful, there we go. I'm the Game Master, I can see all hidden information. All right, we'll do that, 2 cards each. Done. All right, so we're ready to start playing. See D1 for the first year. Okay, so the game, quite procedural, and many of Phil Eklund's games are quite procedural. There's a lot of rules to them, they're very complex, but you can just follow the sequence of play. So the game proceeds each year, a year by year, in 4-year cycles. So 1598 to 1601, with each player playing their entire turn within the year in player order. Begin with the first player, purple, and end with the last. Courage. See the abbreviated sequence of play. Advance the parrot. When all players have performed the year, advance the parrot into the next year. So we should begin the next turn. Okay, so we're here. And that reminder to come up to place pearl and salt. Goods. So the game is played in rounds. Goods, D1. Auction, D2, play, D3, and sale, D4. Then we perform auctions at the omens, at the start of their indicated year. Perform omens at the start of their indicated year. So no debauchery, and ships must reconnaissance. So D1, we start with D1, and I don't know if this is sort of summarised. Yeah, it is. Sequence of play. We do this, then we do this, then we do this, and then we do this. So, goods. Follow the sequence. Each player has a figure of their colour. Update player order. Each player has a figure of their colour on this track. Player order proceeds from left to right. During war, arrange the figures from the blah blah blah. Yep, we'll do that later on. Then we do cathedral refresh. Populate each vacant cathedral with a citizen meeple of the colour of its Bible from the pool, representing a local demand for more labour. Well, we have no cathedrals at the start, so that won't happen. If a cathedral owner has no more citizens, he must refresh using citizens of the reserve of any other player, even from players who are not in the game. Then we do labour acquisition. To avoid die-off, each vacant colony, a colony without a meeple on top, acquires labour from the same land zone in one of 2 ways. They either kidnap from a tribal site or visita. This is mandatory if no other source of labour is available, or they employ from a cathedral. The colony owner, or the poor, if the colony owner is not in the game, pays $1 salary. So it's pretty full on. Like you literally have these colonies kidnapping these indigenous peoples. So it does not shy away from the history, the brutal history of this region. Colony die-off. Then if a colony is unable to acquire labour, so this isn't happening because everything's fine at the start, but if a colony is unable to acquire labour and thus remains vacant, then discard both the disc to the owner's sway column and any treasury or fort. Okay, goods placement. The calendar depicts 2 goods for the year. Find the 2 land zones that depict these goods. So it was pearl and salt, and place a chest. Pearl by each colony and salt. Place a chest on or by each colony in that land zone. So 2 Spanish colonies here, they get pearls, they get salt. Do not place any chests if the land zone has no colonies, or if the colony already has a chest. So no, that's not the case. So yeah, there we go. Now we have rebellion in the land zone, does not prevent good placement. Now we have slave attrition. Again, it does not shy away from the brutal history here. If a new chest is added to a colony with slave labour, discard that indigenous to the pool. Okay, so if the new chest is added to a colony with slave labor, which I think this is, discard it to the pool. Right, so I think this is sort of representing the genocidal impact of these early colonies. Discard at the pool. If the chest is placed in a colony that has citizen labour, no, citizen labour is this, they're actually in your colour, the owner receives $1, so that's not happening. Okay, then we get to an auction year. So we've done, that's the goods phase done. We then get to auction, professional draw or debauchery. On your turn, you must perform one of 3 options, and again it will go in play order, so Spanish first. So nothing, there's been no sort of play order things happening here, no other, it's only the Spanish with colonies at the start. So you can either initiate an auction, announce one of the 4 decks, then if you announce buried treasure, the card being auctioned is the unseed card, one below the top card. Leave the original face-up card in place so that only the auction winner will see what the auction card is. Okay, so I can do like a ship auction. It'll dig for the second space. No, it literally says right-click to dig. There we go. So, place card for auction here. And then I think, do I do that? That's how I would do. No, maybe I just flip this card over. Okay, in any case, that's how you do a buried treasure. If you announce a deck without saying buried treasure, you auction its top face-up card. So, top face-up cards. So should the decks be face-up? Let me just check during setup if these should have been... I'm going to... This PDF is just massive and it doesn't like to move. I just have a feeling that these decks... Why is it telling me that there's a top face-up card? No, setup said to place everything face down. So shuffle the colony and place each face down. Flip the top card. Okay, flip the top card, not the whole deck. Grab a card, flip it. 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 There we go. So we know what's on top of all these decks. Look at that. Some lovely chocolate baron. Okay. Then we have royalty. And we've got emissions. Okay. So back to where we were. So that we can either auction the top card or do a blind auction of the next card. And whoever wins that, only they will get to see what they've won. Here we go. We can do a blind auction. The initiator plus every player with at least $1. Oh, sorry. Did I get money? I think I forgot. Choose a long or short game. Place a parrot. Player setup. How much money do I take? As players. So every player starts with $5. And one more. And we all have $5. There we go. I've got 2 versions of the rulebook open so I can make it easier. Keep my sequence of play here. So the initiator plus every player must participate in the auction. Each player takes their money out of their coffers, secretly places any number. So I guess this is our secret bidding area. Bidding token, yep. We can bid up to $5. It's done secretly. Places any number in their closed fist while hiding the remainder, blah, blah, blah. And the high bid winner out of those 2 options, either a blind auction for the top card or a buried treasure option for the second card, you bid. The high winner bids a card with the initiator winning ties. Okay, so the winner adds a card to their hand, unseen, If you win, you pay a bid to the pool. If somebody else wins, they pay their bid to you. And that's pretty cool. I like that idea. So basically, if it's a purple player's turn right now, they can say, all right, we are going to have a blind auction on what looks interesting. Look, this chocolate baron looks good. A lot of tokens here, which I don't know what they do, but you know, they look important. So let's bid this card. And if purple bids 1, red bids 1, orange bids 1, blue bids 1, and green bids 2, green wins. They pay their money to purple. So purple will go up to 7, green down, green would get that card. As the initiator, you win tied bids if you're involved in them. If you're not, you choose which of the tied players win. So this is a slight, well, it's quite a distinct variation from the normal Pax market system. It's this constant auction mechanism. Auction losers get their money back. So if you bid 1, you don't win, you get your money back. Then you flip the top card face up. That's one of your options. All right. On your turn, you may do that. Alternatively, you can do a professional draw by drawing a number of cards equal to your reach. Okay, so again, your reach is the number of Bibles you get out. Everyone starts with 1. Bartolome de las Casas doesn't have so he doesn't so he just had no special advantage, but he has all his colonies out at the start. Got it. I might lock that. And I'll lock that so that I can't. Hold on a sec. I thought I locked it. Lock that. No, I thought I locked it. Press L to unlock, then have to flip, then L to lock it again. I don't want to flip it. All right, the lock isn't working. Not to worry. So he gets no special abilities. So he can do a draw by drawing a card equal to his reach. His reach is currently 1. From the deck, linked to the professional track you're on. Now, I think he's linked to... Is he the Spanish on the Buccan? No, must be... What professional track is he on? Is he on the missionary track? That must be the missionary track, right? Professional track you're on. Your reach is defined as either the current value on your planet or the current mercantilism, whichever is lower. Only challenge is I don't know what the mercantilism value. Yeah, this is a mercantilism die. Hold on a sec. Did I miss setting up mercantilism? Place a dice with 3 pips face up. This indicates the starting mercantilism of 3. I kind of skipped over that because I thought everything was set up. It is set up, but I need to understand it. Oh, so either your reach or mercantilism, whichever is lower. Reach is lower, so 1. So he will draw 1 card. From any deck? No, by drawing a card from the deck linked to your professional track that you are on. Okay, so this is where I need to understand the professional tracks, which hasn't been explained yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. Debauchery. I can engage in debauchery by undergoing a midlife crisis only if professional. Then taking $1 and 3 Haven cards. All right, so I'm going to check out the glossary. I'm going to load up another version of this rulebook and check that out. Okay, so if a market card is discarded, it goes face up at the bottom. If a face-up card appears, shuffle and redraw. Your first goal is to get a job. Either win an auction for a market card of the proper nudge in 1599. All right, the proper nudge. So we saw the proper nudge. What's the proper nudge? I know there's nudges at the top of a card. Get a job. Win an auction for a market card of the proper nudge. Okay, so these are the nudges, right? So this has got a hat. Puritans. Where are the Puritans? I can't see them. I know they're here. Da, da, da. Cannot see them. No Puritan icons. So it might be in... is it here? The proper nudge. I don't know. That's got me a bit lost. That's the table of contents at the end. That's a setup example. Okay, here we go. It scrolls much easier at the end of the rulebook, which is good. Okay, nudge is an icon in the upper right corner of each market card that indicates the direction, either up, down, right. Oh, it's a direction. Got it. Whenever you play a market card, you must move your figure on the philosophy board. So you'll move around this board in one direction by the nudge. If the nudge would cause it to leave the track, then you would suffer either a mutiny or a midlife crisis. So if I nudge down, for example, if I take this card, if I were to take this chocolate baron, I would nudge off and suffer a mutiny. That's fascinating. Okay, if you're nudged into an occupied space, boom, a duel will occur. Oh, look at this. I'm guessing if I nudge, oh, the most common nudge is up. The least common nudge is left. Okay. If the nudge would, okay, so the advice is get a job, win an auction for a market card of the proper nudge in 1599, or play a peninsular marriage or sword fight in 1600. Why is it telling me that though? Why is that the advice? Something to do with these banners, perhaps? Goods. Oh, so we've done goods. So we're now here at auction. Right. I get it now. So it's saying when you have the auction turn, 1599, then you want to get a job. Okay, so maybe I'm not on a track. So it's telling me the tip is to nudge up and get a job. So I can see there's two ups. There's a ship and a mission. Well, this is the Spanish. The Spanish were dedicated to their missions. So let's just kind of lean towards mission. And I'm going to do I'm not on a track yet. So I'm going to do a blind auction procedure. Now I want to get a job, and this looks pretty important for me. So I'm going to say as a Spanish that I'm going to bid 3. Okay, then turn order red. So the English say, we're not interested in your missions. We'll bid 1, 2, just in case it gets available. Then we get to the blue. Oh look, it's all simultaneous, isn't it? They're going to say, oh, that looks interesting. We'll try and bid 2 for that. Actually, you know what? I like that idea. Let's bid 3. Then the Kurish are going to say, we're marginally interested. And the Dutch are like, yeah, whatever. When all things are revealed, hey, look at that. The Spanish have secured this. They take the money out of their coffers. 1, 2, 3. They would also win ties. And nobody else loses any money. They get this. Okay, so they where is it? They take the money, place any blah 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 blah, wins a card, adds a card to their hand. It's not buried treasure. It's a public card. Then flip the top card of the deck face up. Not the whole deck, just the top card. Okay. So I then nudge up and I hit this ring marker. Now is the ring marker in the... Yes, it is. If callow, move to the wedding space, if empty. Of any to the wedding space is event. Peninsular marriage. That's an action. I can do it as an action. Okay. These are the actions, but is a ring, what's a ring actually indicate? Let's get to the, what's the action? So it's the peninsular marriage. Peninsular marriage, is it here somewhere? No. Is it just under marriage perhaps? No. Are there more? Is there more of an icon glossary? There is an icon glossary. I can see icons appearing. All right, I've moved, I've nudged. Maybe I can try and search this for nudge. I've nudged onto that wedding space. Market card icon. There are 92 references to nudge in this document. Okay. You must move your figure. Jewel, you must... Oh, it's not... Do I not do it now? Each player may play a number of cards, reveal a card. So I've secured the card, but I don't play it yet, I think is what it's saying. Because I reveal cards, so I've secured the card, but I reveal a card, it's in my hand. I'm guessing like there. What happens when I win a card, wins a card, adds a card to their hand? I'm guessing my hand is here. It's not yet on my board. Okay. If I choose professional draw, the number of cards you receive is equal to your reach. Your reach increases as you establish missions, blah, blah, blah. Yep, I pretty much understood that. Now, okay, so that's just the Spanish. All right, look, folks, getting into this, I can probably continue. Let's go. That's the Spanish done. We now have, who's next? The red, English. What do the English want? Now they're here, they want to go Buccaneers. The English want to be pirates. But if they, having said that, if they move here, it blocks the Dutch, and the Dutch might be inclined to fight. Having said that, oh, there is one down option here, and two left options. Ooh. Any of the actions on your Haven card are, any of the actions are possible, even if not callow. Callow. What does callow? What does callow mean? Callow. Come on, robot. It's just a bit, it's sinking. Oh, look at that there, the historical advisor. If anyone needs a historical advisor, reach out to me. I would happily be a historical advisor. Put it on my CV. Callow. Callow. Callow means, where did it just go? I'm sure I saw it. Callow means young and experienced. Inexperienced. Okay. But what does it mean in game? What does it mean in game terms? Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Oh, there it is. What was I looking at? Callow. A figure in what? Ah, so these are the callow spaces. We are young and inexperienced. You can't perform professional draw if you're callow. Yep. So why was I reading that? I've forgotten. Oh, it was this. Any of your actions on your Haven card are possible. Any of your action, even if not callow. So I'm guessing this might be a restriction, even if not callow. So what's, I don't know about this card. A lot of icons. No dukes. 2 resistance. 1. No, none of that, and none of that. Apostasy. This depicts 2 nudges. Players with cards of both nudges on their playmat must discard all the cards of one nudge. So when I play this, players with these nudges must discard the nudge. So the Spanish just took, and I should know, the Spanish just took this Puritan nudge. Luckily for them, it's the other nudge. The other apostasy icon is on this. So anybody with this nudge would have it removed. Ooh, this one, for example. So if the English decide to pursue this card, when they play it, the Spanish would lose their Puritan card through this apostasy. And they'd gain these other things as well. Makes me think I should go royalist. It'd also steer me clear. I wouldn't have to duel the other players. Look, I think I'm going to do a bid for this. Here we go. This is a card being auctioned, folks. How much would you like to bid? Let's bid 2. If anyone wants to bid 3 for that, I'll make some money. The Spanish see this apostasy icon and they're like, yeah, we're a bit interested. We might bid 2. Hopefully we can grab it. The Dutch don't care. These guys care a little bit, and these guys care a little bit. Bids are revealed, and it's a 4-way tie. And the English say, yeah, thanks, we'll win that one. Done. And now the Spanish are a bit nervous because they're going to play their card first, I believe, with this nudge icon. And then when the English play this card, if they play this card, it'll remove that card from the game. Okay, so as you can see, probably already, there's a lot of card-oriented activities, and that's pretty typical of these Pax games. A lot of the actions, a lot of the flow of play stems from these cards themselves. All right, let's draw the. No, I didn't want to do that. I just want to draw the top card. Flip it. Ooh, that's a nice one. Another apostasy icon with some of those other things. What do the coins do? Discs. Oh, that's a good one. So the English had 1 colony coming out. This is actually 2 colonies. So the English are done. They've spent their money. We now get to the French, and the French are like, we'll take that, or like to take that, and getting some early colonies out would be great. Let's bid 3, and Couriers say yes, we want that too, but we'll bid 2. The Dutch say, we'll bid 3. They spent 2. The French, the English could afford this as well. They're going to bid 3, and 2. And when the bid's revealed, the French win ties, and they win that card into their hand. And we reveal the next card in the deck, which is very similar. Okay, now this, I've got 2 settlements. What are these other icons? Slave trade from the pool, add an indigenous to the vacant colony of your choice. Wow, there's going to be a lot of, that's going to be challenging, right? You're actively engaging in this. Letter of marque, if you have less than 3 ships for an opponent's playmat, take a privateer. From an opponent's playmat, take a privateer. So you're taking it from someone else, pay them $1. Okay, that's just stealing a ship from someone. So who was that? That was the blue French. Where'd that card go? Yep, gave it to the wrong person. Gave it to the Dutch. Now the Dutch go, and they see this card. They're like, yep, okay, we'll bid for this. It's another nice card. I noticed the English still have got 3, and it's a good card, so we'll bid 3 as well. And no one can beat the 3, so no one wants to beat the 3, so the Dutch will buy that. I don't know if I'm overspending on these cards, by the way. I'm bidding what I'm bidding. And we reveal the next card. Oh, they didn't even look at the icon, so they'll move north. Okay, up, in other words. All right, the Courland now. So during a play, you may move your fleet. So they're kind of fleet-oriented. Maybe they go for the ship. They don't want to mutiny, though, so they need to go to the right. I didn't even look at those other... Where are the French moving? The French are moving down, which is fine. All right, the Couriers are going to try and move to the right. None of these cards, so they're going to do a blind. We're going to do what's called the buried treasure option. Now, what do I want? I think I want colonies. Do I want to get colonies? Yeah, let's do this. So right click to dig. There we go. We don't know what this is. The French have got 3, 2, 2, 2. Sorry, the English have got 3. Let's bid 3 to guarantee it. So it doesn't matter what anybody else bids. We're going to secure this, and no one else knows what it is. But I can tell you, secretly, it is a Western design Juan de Bolas colony. Okay, various things there. I don't know if that was worth it, but it lets me move up, which is the important thing. Is it up? No, that's bad. That's going to send me into a mutiny. I wanted to move to the right. Okay, maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out what happens soon. Okay, so that's all. We have done our auctions now. We get to the play aspect of the turn. I don't know if I should be clicking this. Is this a turn or is this a round? Anyway. Now, each player in player order plays any number of market and or haven cards. The number of actions that you perform per card cannot exceed your sway. So everyone should have a sway of 1, except for the Spanish, who have a sway of 3. So, on your turn, follow this sequence for each card played. So, look, because I know that there's this apostasy cards coming out, I'm not inclined to play my mission straight away. Instead, I have 2 haven cards. One has a heart, one has crossed swords. I can tell you the heart is romance. If Callow moved to any other empty Callow, well, there is no other empty Callow, so that's kind of pointless. I can do a sword fight though. If Callow, which I am, swap places with an adjacent figure, diagonal does not count as adjacent. Now, I can do this. I can swap places with the red. That would mess with the English plans. If they play their card, they become mutiny. And it puts me on track. Although I did want to move towards missionary, didn't I? What's my card? It's focused on missions and other stuff. Missions and other stuff. Okay, so do I swap place with the English? What else can I do? I reveal a card, nudge if there's a nudge. When you play a card, you choose which actions to perform. So look, playing this, yes, I know it might get discarded, but I'll get to play these actions first. So let's read what they do. The first one is a Bible. Place a Bible under an indigenous at a tribal site to form a visita. Then I have got 2 of the slave revolts. This card, an indigenous from college, to add a slave rebel in that land zone. I don't want that to happen, do I? Okay, so I should have read these things a bit more carefully. And then I've got voodoo. From the pool, add an indigenous to the vacant tribal site of your choice. Well, that would be good. Now, I don't have to. I choose which actions to perform. So I don't have to do these 2 slave revolt actions. I can just decide to ignore them. That would give me a Bible, and it would give me another indigenous, which would increase my sway. Interesting. And it would put me on a profession. So look, yeah, look, there may be penalties, but I'm going to play this. Okay, so play a card. Reveal a card from your hand. Boom. Lenka Warriors. I nudge 1 up. So I nudge up to here. If the nudge will take you to the realm labelled mutiny, no, no, no. If it's midlife crisis, no. If it takes me onto a spot, no. I still don't know what the marriage icon means. I think you can take the action to move to the marriage icon. I think it's just a reminder of where you move to, I think. Now I choose actions. So I've played that card. I am going to choose which actions to perform. I want to do a Bible, place a Bible under an indigenous at a tribal site. Place a Bible under an indigenous at a tribal site. All right. There we go. Okay, you guys were to send upside down. Flip. There we go. Stand on that. They don't want to stand on the Bible. They just want to fall off. There we go. They're standing on the Bible at my site in Ala del Rosario in Nueva Granada. Okay. action limit, the number of actions performed per card played, is equal to your sway. As I said, the Spanish have got a good sway, so they can do 3 actions per card. I could form an indigenous revolt. I'm going to do this voodoo, which is a weird name for this action. From the pool, add an indigenous to the vacant tribal site of your choice. Add an indigenous to the vacant tribal site. There are no vacant tribal sites. All the tribal sites are full. Yep, so that's not happening. And then 2, discard an indigenous from a colony to add a rebel in that land zone. I don't think I want a rebel site, right? It just sounds bad for the Spanish. The Spanish certainly don't want rebels. I'm guessing. I mean, just the feeling I get is we don't want rebels. Oh wow, this rulebook is really hard to navigate. So look, I think I don't need to wait for that to load. It's taking forever. Land is not a land. It produces no goods and has no rebel or colony sites. Yeah. Well, let's get rid of that. Let's just go to the glossary and see what it says about rebels. When it loads. Here we go. Rebel site. A rebel here makes that land zone rebellious. And if a land zone is rebellious, a rebel token on a rebel site, you can be on a slave side. A rebel adds 1 strength to a fleet attacking other targets. A rebel is created in a land battle or by a slave. I don't know, it doesn't sound good, that kind of stuff. So no, I'm not going to place any rebels. I'm happy with my job. I've moved to my profession, mercenary. I'm happy, what else have I done with my Bible that I've placed? Actions, take all actions, be going to the next card. So, yeah, and I'm not going to swap with anyone. I'm going to stay right where I am. Okay. That's, I think, if you choose to play an action, can an anchor icon? No, it didn't have any anchor icon. Where am I up to? Choose actions. So I've chosen my actions. If you play a card without an anchor action, discard it. Okay, so I'm going to discard this. Discard it. Okay, so it doesn't get held. There's no anchor there. Do other cards? I didn't see any other cards with anchors. I wasn't paying much attention. No. So I don't know where the anchor. Do any of these cards have anchor icons? Not that I can see. I don't know where that anchor icon would appear, but yep. Okay, anchor icons. Okay, so without the anchor, discard it after perform the action. So that is now, it's discarded anyway. So where do I discard to? Discard, it's a mission card. There. Done. After action effects, peerage, action, not just anyone can become a Baron, Duke or Knight. Each peerage, okay, don't worry, I'm not trying to do that. Sway, blah, blah, blah. Peerage ability is instant once active. Oh, okay, so the anchor icon, I can see it in that example. It appears not on that card, so not to worry. It appears in the bottom of icons. There, so this, for example, is an anchor icon, so it would remain. That has an anchor icon, so it would remain. So those two, so we may still have some. No anchor icons there. No anchor icons there. None there, and none there anyway. We don't have any anchor icons, not to worry. If I have a fleet, I can rearrange my ship. I don't have a fleet, so no worry there. Hand limit enforcement. Must be at my hand limit, which I certainly am. Oh, look at that. I placed a Bible, but it doesn't increase my reach until I place a second Bible. Why are these Bibles up? Who placed these Bibles upside down? That was not me. Why can't I grab these Bibles either? It's locked. Why is this one locked? Okay. I literally cannot grab this Bible. There we go. Whoever set this game up. Oh, it's doing it automatically. Whatever. Hand limit, blah, blah, blah. Selling. I can sell. Any market card in my hand can be sold to the market. Place a sold card, blah, blah, blah. Discarding. Oh, I have to shuffle these. So, hold on. What's my hand limit? My hand limit is my sway, right? This is my hand limit. So I have 2 cards. I can keep 2 because I don't want to spend either of those. A reminder of the heart, which is I can move to an empty Callow. I'm not Callow, so that's a useless card for me, and that swaps places, which I don't want to swap, so I will hold on to both of those. And negotiations. I can exchange cards with other players at any time during the entire play year. Well, maybe I say to the English player, ooh, you have got, if Callow moved to the wedding space. Okay, that's useless for me. You've got a useless card. You've got that card, which doesn't help me. Geez, no one's really... These are kind of useless cards, pretty much. Sword fight. If Callow swap places. Ooh, it's dangerous. Oh, so someone's going to probably kick me off this spot. Oh, well. There's no... Oh, money. I can probably sell some cards. I don't think I care, really. I'll just keep it. Negotiations. That's it. That's the end of the Spanish turn. Oh, okay. So now that was just the Spanish turn. Now we get to red, the English. So what are they on? Do they want to play their Chocolate Baron? Yeah, I think they do. I'm pretty sure they definitely do. So they're going to play this card. First of all, the nudge effect. They're going to move down to become a royalist. Then they can place a colony. All right, so where are these colonies? Where are they placed? Colony disc. Place a colony disc on any Spanish site on the map or any squatter site if non-Spanish. All right, so I can place this on a squatter site. Let's put this in. I don't know. I like the idea of St. Kitts. Yeah. What's actually being produced? Hold on. What's being produced next? We have got that and that. Silver and... We'll figure out what that is. So no, we won't go sugar yet. We'll go... Quicksilver. We don't have a squatter site here, but we know that silver is being produced next. We don't have a squatter site up here. Well, what's being produced after that? Looks like cocoa and indigo. There is St. George's K up here. I could build there. Where's the cocoa come from? So you can kind of, it is cocoa. Yep, cocoa. Oh, we could build in New Edinburgh. Let's build down in New Edinburgh. All right, we'll do that to produce the cocoa. Right? Because then cocoa is going to be produced again here. So we'll get some, hopefully get some early-ish production from our cocoa. So I have placed the colony using, how many actions do I get? Hand limit and maximum actions per card. I think it said if you increase your sway, the increase is in effect on the next card you play. So not this card. Dang. What is the point of these blank cards? Just to be frustrating. What are the alternatives? Okay, so I could have played that. I could have either time or letter of marque. Letter of marque is stealing someone's ship. And the time icon is Casa de la Contratación. Move a fleet in Europe. Well, there are no fleets. So I'm pretty happy with just playing that one event. And moving down, that now goes to the colony discard. We have our occupation. We are royalist. I can negotiate cards with other people, but I'm pretty happy where things are. I could have played that as well. I could have held on to, maybe I just do that. So instead of, no, I want the colony out there, don't I? That let me place a colony and nudge. This just lets me move to the marriage icon. Okay, what else? I've got to discard that card because it didn't have an anchor. That's fine. No flagship, hand limit, enforcement. Okay, so now I have to... Oh, my hand limit is 2. So I have 2 cards which I can hold on to. I can't sell Haven cards. Yep. Negotiations, I'll hold on to these, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but anyway. And that's it for the English. We go to the French now, and they will... So they can only do 1 action. I'd love to be able to do more. If Callow swap places with an adjacent... So can they swap? Blue could swap. Ah, we can swap with the Spanish. That's probably not going to help me at all. Hand limit, maximum actions per card, number of cards drawn. Okay. Can't exceed my sway. So look, this is a lovely card. I would only be able to play 1 action though, so 1 colony. I think I've got to do it though. It will move me south. Oh, you know what I could do? I could screw the English over. I'm going to play this. This is a colony action. Alright, so I choose to place a colony. And the French also note that oh, this is indigo. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, that cocoa and indigo are the next 3 produced. So they'll grab St. George's K. Sure, let's do that. So they've played that 1 card. They're allowed 1 action. They then move down according to this icon. Next, they will play this card, and this icon lets them, if Callow, swap places with an adjacent figure. They are Callow, all right, so they can swap places with an adjacent figure. And the English are like, you bastards. So that, what happens to these cards when they're discarded? Shuffle these into the Haven deck. Okay, they get shuffled in. Done. Now I could play this again to swap again, but I don't want to swap because now I'm on an occupation track. A royalist. Okay, and we'll hold on to that card. Now we get to the Dutch, and again, ooh, okay, I could go straight to, could play this and go straight to, if I understand it correctly, play this and go straight to, oh, any other empty, if Callow, move to any other empty Callow. All right, and then I move up. Okay, so I could play this, if Callow, move to any other empty Callow. I can move along here. That is now discarded. That's a Haven card. And now I can play this card. I need colonies. So this is a colony, and it lets me place a Dutch colony. Well, you guys have taken now the indigo and the cocoa settlement. What's coming up after that? Stuff in a bag, sugar or tobacco. And then what's after that? Tobacco. So let's go for some tobacco. There's no tobacco colony. Wow. All right, I guess we'll go, is it sugar? It's not sugar, it's whatever's in that bag. Pan salt. We'll grab this colony. Oh, look, this sounds very Dutch. Kick over al. Very Dutch sounding. Margarita might be Dutch as well, I don't know. That's got to be Spanish, surely. Okay. So we have played that event. 1 event allowed. Done. Done. Then we move north. Boom. We are on the colonist track. Now, this may not end up well because last, bring up the rear of these guys. And they're going to say they're going to move north, but they don't want to move north yet. What they want to do is they want to fight. So they're going to take this. If they're on a Callow track, what is it? Sorry, sword fight. If Callow, swap places with an adjacent figure. Oh, the poor Dutch. They're going to swap places with the Dutch. They're allowed 1 action per card. Sorry, that is a Haven card, so that goes there. And then they play their Western design, another colony card. So we had a lot of colony cards coming out. What does the Skull and Crossbones do? Skull and Crossbones, Haven, draw a Haven card, or from a player's hand. Nah, look, we just want to get the colony out, pretty much. So, geez, last choice. We know that there's, I think this is the second best option, Margarita, so we'll grab a colony there. So all these other nations, what are they? Kingdoms and states putting out their colonies. Now we do have the option here for romance. If Callow moved to any empty space, we're not Callow anymore. So we have got 3 powers on occupations, and the poor English and Dutch got shifted around a bit and couldn't do it. We now go to the sail year. One of the tips was to engage in a sword fight. I don't know why that was, but we didn't do it anyway. So sail year. Skip your turn if you have no ships. So everyone skips their turn. If your fleet is in Europe. Are my fleets considered to be starting in Europe? Let's check that. Blah, blah, blah. Reserves, your figures. Pull. I don't know where my ships are considered to be. Is this Europe? This is Europe. Okay, so no, I have no ships. Nobody has any ships at the start of the game. So basically the sail year is past. Interdiction, ending sailing, all done. Now, if I choose a disc. Yeah, I think that's it. The rest of the rulebook kind of explains some of the other elements, how things work, land battles. I'd like to know how to build ships. Oh, here we go. There's a ship there, a galleon. So look, I'll read this, but effectively we're 1 turn in. Okay, so how does it scratch the pirate itch? It's too early to say. This is probably it's not about the individual pirate. It's more about. It seems to be more about the kingdom or the state itself. So you know the Spanish as a whole and the English as a whole. Yes, I may be Walter Raleigh, but really what I'm doing here is building English colonies, English missions, and well, I guess this is a bit personal, but it's a bit abstract. It's a kind of little mini game within a mini game, and this is a market game mechanism. It's really interesting. I'm really intrigued. It's just not scratching that really massive monster pirate itch that I have, but I'm very happy that I've checked it out, and yeah, intrigued to see in particular how this develops, because we're not quite at the galleons. There'll be galleons, there'll be cathedrals, there'll be forts, and that will really create an even more dynamic situation. I'm just looking through the rulebook now at all these things. All right, folks, so check it out. This is Pax Hispanica, and you can see in the bottom right-hand corner here, these are the other Pax games. Bias Megafauna, fascinating, love it. Really, I've actually got a video of this on the channel, so check that out if you want to check out Bias Megafauna. In any case, thanks for watching, folks, and take care.